This 26 Sports and CCTV high school football presentation is brought to you by Cadillac Casting Incorporated.
Okay, welcome back. Here we are live in beautiful McBain, Michigan. We've got the second half started between the Lake City Trojans and the McBain Ramblers. The Trojans started off going in the wrong direction with a little bit of a fumble, so they are looking at about a third and about 23 at this point.
You know, that's an interesting way to say it. Mr. Momentum can be a fickle thing, you know. I was mentioning earlier that Lake City scored 41 points against Harrison and 49 against Lakeview, 20-some to nothing at halftime. They've only gotten 14 on McBain, and they've given up a touchdown that McBain got on them. So a little more even teams right now. It's a good quality game going on.
Yeah, no doubt about it. McBain's giving them a good game here. Lake City puts it up in the air. That's Matthew Holt. Puts it way out there and just a little bit long. He was looking for, I believe that was Ryan Towanski. Trying to go long, and that's going to bring up a fourth down and definitely a punting down for the Trojans.
What a fun athlete to watch, this Holt quarterback for Lake City. He can run, he can hand off, which every quarterback can do.
Right.
Did you see how much air he put under that?
Yeah, he did. He really got that out there. And, you know, that one wasn't a duck. He threw a bit of a duck earlier, and when he puts a spiral on it, it goes a long way. So, all right, so we're going to see another punt here. And actually, the last punt that Lake City attempted was partially blocked by the Ramblers. This one goes, it's going to get a good bounce for Lake City anyway. Looks like it's going to be down at about the 30-yard line of the Ramblers with no return.
Yeah, that's kind of the story for the Ramblers. They don't have much for a punt return. Sometimes too far back. By the time it rolls on the ground, you don't know what a football is going to do. It's not a round sphere. It is oblong, which makes for some interesting bounces that can happen. And the last thing you want to do is touch that ball and give Lake City a chance.
Yep, so they're just happy to take it where it lands, and they're going to start off at their own 30-yard line, which isn't terrible field position. All right, so we've got Gavin Seelan taking the snap from the shotgun. He hands it off to 35. That's Van Boss, and he's up to about the 35-yard line.
McBain's been having issues with the running back, quarterback mesh for the handoff, and it looked like Logan Vanderboss was not going to let that one go, even if Gavin wanted to pull it out.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's what you need sometimes is make sure you have ball security. Don't let that ball on the ground again.
Yeah, they've had enough turnovers here. They don't want to give it up to Lake City this deep. And there goes Seelan up the middle. He ran into his own player. Otherwise, he could still be going. And he's all the way up to about the 45-yard line before he's brought down by the Trojans. So a nice run by Gavin Seelan. Boy, he really accelerates quick.
You know, and part of that is the nice mesh with Logan Rodenbaugh, the running back, and then the fake.
Right.
Look how many Lake City defenders went toward Logan.
Oh, faking is so important. You know, so he's all the way up to the 47-yard line. Okay, so his momentum took him up to the 47, so they're giving him that, and they're going to start first down from there. That is Seelan in the backfield. He hands it off, and the Lake City number 77, that was Thomas Bloomberg, got through and just tripped him up. That's going to be for about a 5-yard loss on the play. Nice defensive play by Thomas Bloomberg, senior of the Trojans.
Sometimes you guess right, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
So good defensive play by Lake City.
Exactly. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 15 for the Ramblers.
Getting the call in from Coach Maloney.
Yep.
Coming up to the line.
Yep, you can see them all looking at their wristbands. They're getting in position. He's got 2 to the right, 2 to the left. He's taking a look, passes it up. He's got a guy open and a completion. That was number 11, Garrett Verburkmos. Looked like it was good for about 5 yards. Nice pass play. And McBain has got a nice drive going. It started all the way back at their 30-yard line. They are now in Lake City territory at about the 48-yard line.
Yeah, they lost some yardage on that play, so almost a 10-yard gain on that, but they were so far back from the first down marker that it does look like it's now 3rd and 4.
There we go. Okay, Seelan looking over the defense. making sure he's got his players set up. He's in the shotgun. Got a guy in motion. That's number 34.
Direct snap.
Over the Rodenbaugh, and that didn't work, and Lake City was all over that. Looked like number 30 back there. Sebastian Noren was one of them on the tackle. 77 Bloomberg was also in there, so that was a big loss. All the way back to, looks like about the 41-yard line of McBain.
All right, let's look big picture. Lake City gets the ball, they move the wrong way. McBain gets the ball, they're moving the wrong way.
So credit to both defenses here starting the second half.
And, that play could have been so much worse. Let's say Logan Rodenbaugh wasn't in the backfield to get that one. Now that's a fumble. Lake City gets momentum. Gavin's trying to find it.
Right. Okay, so here's the kick from McBain. He's got a high punt. Doesn't look like it's going to go real far, and Lake City's clearing out, making sure that it doesn't hit anybody. And McBain is going to down it up at the 34-yard line, so Lake City is going to start their drive there.
Yeah, hey, sponsors for tonight's game is presented by Cadillac Casting, Fox Motors of Cadillac, Cadillac Tire, LC Materials, McBain Family Pharmacy, Lake City Family Pharmacy, Bowman and Rogers, A-Tech Automotive, Ash's Coffee Cup, and Pizza Plus. So just want to thank them for sponsoring tonight's game. And if you're in town, can you stop by and just thank them for putting high school football on the airways to give these kids something to look at?
Yeah, absolutely. And all the fans to be able to watch these games, not only live, but then they can watch them as they replay them over the weekend. Lars?
Yeah, just look at the quality of the picture, digital, and then you got students from CTC running the cameras, audio, replay. It's just a neat opportunity for these kids to find something that maybe they'll go out into a bigger market,
right,
a bigger city, and make a career for themselves.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, just imagine if we had a program like that, we could be on ESPN right now instead of in a high school event. Probably not. That's wishful thinking, but anyway. We chose a different path. Okay, so here comes Noah Thome. Gets a pretty good run around that left side. He's almost out to midfield. That's going to be a first down for the Trojans, as long as there's no yellow laundry down on the field. I'm not seeing any as we speak.
Which is rare.
Yeah,
that second quarter was just filled with it.
Yeah, I know it. So a good run by Noah Thome. He's had a number of good runs tonight. And that is going to give the Trojans a first down about the 48-yard line. It's been all defense for both teams so far, so the offenses are looking to get it ramped up here. Trojans are leading 14-6. We've got 7:45 to go in this third quarter. Holt making some adjustments here, and something wasn't quite right, and so looked like smartly calls a timeout.
It didn't look like, or it looked like Holt was like, do I do this from under center or from the shotgun? And then Kyle Smith quickly called the timeout to get everybody on the same page. 1st and 10, you're almost at midfield. Both teams have been going the wrong way.
Right.
Let's make sure we get it.
Yep, and that's, that shows good experience from Matt Holt, quarterback of the Trojans. Didn't want to just get out there and kind of have a wasted play. It's going to talk it over with the coach, make sure they've got everything right. And who knows what kind of play they're drawing up in there right now. Maybe they're looking for a little quick strike here since they were going backwards on their last drive. Okay, so McBain's defense has got their strategy figured out. They're getting back out to midfield. And here come the Trojans. We've got a first down for the Trojans at their own, looks like about the 49-yard line. Devin Davis is working his way out here to the right. Holt's going to get under center. Looking over the defense, he takes a snap, hands it off. That's Noah Thome. He's got a little room to run. He's getting around the right side, heading towards the sidelines, and he's brought down before he gets to the first down marker. That looks like it was number 35. That's Vandeboss.
Logan Vandeboss is an inside linebacker, and he's chasing him down on the sidelines. He really runs sideline to sidelines. Look how Thome runs right up to the line and then just jets out of there. And it looks like nobody's there. It's like, how do you not see him?
I know it.
So good, strong running by Noah.
Yep, he's got good quickness. That brings up a second and short. Looks like a long yard for the Trojans. It's always nice to have a 2nd and 1. Kind of opens up the playbook a little bit as far as what you can do. Looks like Holt's going to try a keeper here. He's scrambling around, making a few moves, but the defense for McBain is right there, and it's going to drop him for a little bit of a loss.
I'll tell you what, if I'm Matt Holt, I'm jitterbugging and all that, but I need to know where Owen Bonico's at. Especially
Yes,
when
you
the
do.
play doesn't count with the flag. I don't need to be taking those hits from Owen.
Yeah, exactly. He is a big lineman out there. A junior, I see. And the refs, I don't know whether the officials are talking something over here.
The one that threw the flag is now going to tell him what. Why did I throw it? He's coming in.
All right, and as they're trying to make some decisions and talking it over with the coach, we'd like to let you know who is in charge of our broadcast tonight.
Tonight's director is Wyatt Van Dyen. Replay and graphics is run by Heather Stilson. Camera 1 is Gabby Long. Camera 2 is Isabeau Granados. So probably a couple of them students at CTC and spending their Friday nights out in beautiful weather. Did you see that sunset behind us?
That was gorgeous. Yeah,
you could take a picture of it, but I don't know if that's going to do it justice. But thank them for spending their Friday night bringing this ball game to an audience.
Yeah, and they're doing it. They're getting good experience. That was a pass out to, that was Ben Marion. He's going to be really, really close to a first down. It's going to depend on the spot here. They might even take a measurement, and it looks like that's what they're going to do.
You know,
make sure they get this right. The ref's kind of looking it over.
You can tell Ben Marion's been around his brothers playing football a while. I call it basketball IQ when we play basketball, about just knowing where to be.
Right.
That kid's got football IQ. Did you see him catch it? Not only did he catch it, he sees where the marker is, and he reaches across with one hand to try to get the right spot to get the first down.
Yeah.
That is a smart kid.
Yep, knew right where he needed to be. There's no sense in going about a yard short of that. And they're taking a measurement right now. Looks like it's going to be really close. And
see that reach out right there gave him enough for the first.
Right. Referee Rick Stone signals a first down. So the drive continues for the Trojans. They are first down at McBain's about 42-yard line. Looking to increase the lead. They're leading right now 14-6. We've got 6:23 left in this third quarter. And the Trojans, it's handed off to, not sure who that is right now, but the McBain Ramblers are right there and not giving up anything. Looked like the ball came out a little late, but the whistles had already blown.
A lot of times,
as
too.
Forward progress had stopped.
You got it. I don't need to be here.
No, go ahead. I'm starting to lose my voice already. I've been talking an awful lot this week.
You said exactly what I was thinking, so good job.
Okay, so he squeaked out about one on that one. It's going to bring a 2nd down and 9 from the McBain 41-yard line as the Trojans are in a huddle, getting their play all set up.
You know, it's interesting. McBain takes about the same amount of time, but they do it not from the huddle. They all have their wristbands. And Lake City from the huddle. And it does. There's a lot of passing going on in this game, but they're taking their time, making sure everybody knows what's going on.
Right. 2 different ways of going about it. And we got a flag on the play. So it's got to be a delay of game here because nothing's happened so far.
Yeah.
So Lake City taking a little bit too long in that huddle.
Okay,
so
I spoke
what
too
were you
soon.
saying again?
Well, maybe they're taking too long on these. There's no hurry up. Sense of urgency, huh?
All right.
Good shot.
So now you wonder, do they have the same play call, or are they going to try a new one? It's 2nd and 15 now instead of 2nd and 14 instead of 2nd and 9.
Yeah, coaches have their favorite plays, and then they look at what's been working.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you do this to set up some kind of counter, just to get the defense flowing one way and come back the other.
And they've got a good balanced team, boy. They can throw it, they can run it, quarterback can keep it. That's just a mental error right there. Looks like they were a little jumpy on the snap, so they're going backwards again. So that puts Lake City all the way back into Lake City territory, just barely.
We saw a great first quarter, a couple scores. Second quarter, a lot of penalties. Boy, third quarter is kind of like, we're hoping the coaches are going to come up with these great things. But, hey, defense has stepped up and moving them back.
Yep, and some little bit of mental mistakes going on. I mean, this is a big game for both
Yeah.
teams. Bragging rights, number one. There is a
there's-
trophy
yes.
involved. Number two, I'm not exactly sure what the name of that trophy is, but there is a trophy that goes back and forth between this rivalry. And Lake City has possession of it right now as they were the winners of this
Yes.
game last year.
I believe it is the Centennial Trophy. The Misaki Centennial
Okay.
is a newspaper in the Lake City area, but writes some great things about both schools. Mike Dunn, I think, is the one working for him. At least he was in the past. Does some great job. You know how, like, we're mentioning the running backs and the receivers a lot. A lot of times those linemen don't get mentioned.
Right.
Man, he makes sure that their names are in every article. You know, the
Yeah,
great
and they
running
love
because
that
the
too.
blocking of the hogs and stuff. And
Right. Yeah, that's good stuff. Okay, so it's 3rd down and long for Lake City. Matt Holtz got the snap. He's looking to throw the ball, but he's still running it. He's trying to get to the outside and is able to do so. Cuts around the corner, and a nice tackle made. Who was that, number 8? That almost looked like Auden Ealing on the tackle over there with a really good tackle to stop Holt. He's not an easy guy to tackle in the open field.
yeah, even to get a shot on him would be hard with all the Barry Sander type moves. Now,
Okay.
kids watching probably like, Barry who?
Yeah.
What?
And that's a shame because
Oh,
everybody
man.
needs to see him
Yeah.
run. Okay, so interesting decision going on. Lake City is all the way up to the McBain about 40-yard line. 4th down and about 8 to go. What's your call, Lars?
Get a first down.
Get a first down. Punting's not the way to go right
No,
now. We're going to
no.
try and keep this drive alive, and
Like
why
it.
not with the weapons that they have? Okay, so here we
Get it
go.
off
Holt
just in
takes it.
time.
He's taking a look, wants to put it in the air. He does, and throws it a little bit too high. It drops to the ground incomplete, and McBain is going to take over on downs.
Now, that's exactly what you wanted the McBain player to do, is to not catch that ball.
Yep.
On a 4th down, you
And
might
I'm
as
sure
well
they were
take it.
talking about it in the huddle once again.
Um,
Now, that's smart football right there.
Good pressure by McBain, but Lake City still able to get off a decent pass on that. So
Okay,
both, both teams filled with weapons, but the defense is very strong.
yeah, and it really a credit to McBain's defense right now because Lake City does have a lot of weapons, so they've been keeping them in check. They're trying to get this game tied up. They're taking over at their own 40-yard line. 1st down, here comes Seelan, hands it off. No, he doesn't. He keeps it, and probably a good idea. He ends up getting about 3 or 4 on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd down and about 6 yards. I think if he handed it off, they might have got nothing or
Yeah.
possibly a loss. So good decision by quarterback Gavin Seelan. Seelan is a junior this year.
Yeah, good athlete. Broke his collarbone last year.
Ouch.
Missed basketball season. Logan Vandenbos, number 35, he's got the knee brace on. He missed all of last year with the bad knee. So some kids playing through injuries.
Right, and good to see those players on the field this year. Okay, nice defensive play right there. That was number 67, Skylar Miller, big defensive lineman for the Trojans. Was able to bring him down for, looks like a loss of a couple, and it's going to bring down about a 3rd and 9 for the Ramblers.
Now, if you can see on that one, the fake or the mesh or the ride between quarterback and running back weren't as long, and all of a sudden Lake City just pinned their ears back and keyed on the quarterback.
Okay, so 3rd and long for the Ramblers. Here's Seelan in the shotgun. He's rolling out to the right, looking for some room. Lake City is in pursuit. He gets the pass off, but it was a little bit too low for Bookmos. It's going to bring up a 4th down and probably a punting play for the Ramblers as they've got 9 to go for a 1st down. All right, so another good defensive play. Made him hustle a little bit, and he wasn't able to quite get the ball where he wanted to when he was on the run.
And really the last 2 4th down plays where McBain went for it, 1, they weren't this far back on the field, and 2, both ended up in huge losses where he was getting sacked. Even if you would have thrown it incomplete, at least would have gone back to the line.
Okay, he catches it. Boy, and that one partially got blocked. He got a piece of it, but the ball still ends up rolling probably a good 20, 25 yards. Not what McBain originally had planned, but it was better than a full block there.
Yeah.
Boy, Lake City got through fast.
Yeah.
I think McBain's going to have to make some adjustments on that. Well, actually, both teams have gotten partially blocked punts tonight.
Yeah.
So credit to both defenses for getting in.
And that's the thing is you have a wedge, you provide a pocket, but both punters have done kind of that rugby style kick to the side where they're running, maybe you're just changing the point, so the defense has to adjust to that.
Right.
And those are the ones that have gotten blocked.
Yeah, and face it, probably special teams are probably going to take a,
Ah,
they don't quite spend as much time as they'd like to on them at the high school level. Okay, so Lake City just scrambling to get back to the line of scrimmage as the McBain defense holds up steady. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 for the Trojans. They're on their 46-yard line. And the grass is getting a little bit thinner towards the middle of the field. That's where all the play has been all the second half anyway.
yeah, I tell you what, Matt Holt was sure impressive. Should have been sacked 5 yards deeper. Was able to break 2-3 tackles in there.
Okay, we got about 1:40 left in this third quarter. Holt on a 2nd and 9, looking to pass it out. And boy, he put it out there, and Noah Thome was just leveled by
the
did
other
you see
Noah.
who that was? Was that number
Noah
44?
Hendrickson. So
Okay, Noah Hendrickson, and he is
versus
alone.
Noah. Now I hear the Lake City coaches next to us. They wanted a helmet-to-helmet contact there. I don't see any flags.
Yeah, and I think Thome is probably going to have a little chat with Matt Holt saying, hey, make sure 44's not bearing down on me the next time you toss
Coach,
the ball
let's run
out
that
to
one the
me."
other way.
Yeah, exactly. So they're going to talk that one over, probably friendly afterwards. But
That's cute.
yeah, anyway, we got 3rd and 9 for the Trojans. Holt takes it. He's rolling out to the right. And that was that Thome again?
All right, another
No,
flag.
that wasn't Thome. That was 86 Ben Marion, but there is a flag on the play.
I think I'd pass to Marion a lot too. What a smart
Looks
kid.
like it is in the holding area, and certainly that's what the call is. So it looks like the ball is going to go in the opposite direction in which Lake City is trying to move it.
I don't know why the official's standing where he's standing.
Okay, so they're going to decline the penalty, which is going to make it a 4th down. So interesting decision there by Coach Pat Maloney, trying to force Lake City to punt and get the ball back as opposed to giving them another shot at getting a 1st down.
That's where you hire the good coach that knows these situations.
All right, and he was out there talking to his returner over there, Verbukmos. Maybe he's trying to set up so that they can get a return.
Faked it.
Okay, and it's a keeper. That's Thome with it. He's getting close, and boy, was he rocked. That looked like number 55, Brendan Rowe. Put everything he had into him and came up just short. So Lake City gambled a little bit, went for the fake punt, and it's a turnover on downs for the Ramblers.
I'll tell you what, it's a game of inches and 2
Right.
yards short. Great play call. Just punter ran up like he was going to kick and just kept going, and he broke a couple tackles but did not get past Noah Hendrickson. Again, another Noah to Noah.
Yep, so little coaching strategy going on here. It's a good call, trying to surprise them. So anyway, it goes to McBain. They are just inside their own territory, close to midfield. And the pitch is out to number 8. That's Auden Ealing. He is able to possibly get back to the original line of scrimmage. Might be a little short of that. And looks like he was getting up a little slow. All right, so it does look like he ended up losing about a yard on that one. It's going to bring up a 2nd 11 for the Ramblers.
Looking at the near side line judge, he was upfield a little bit. Far side line judge, obviously on his side, had a better angle on it.
Okay, and the officiating crew doing a nice job tonight. Fans might not always agree with that, but we'll give them a pat on the back anyway. Somebody's got to be on their side.
Tough job, definitely.
Okay, so Seelan is going to take this on a keeper around the left side. Looks like he's going to get there, and there goes a flag. I saw a little bit of holding going on, and
I don't know if that was a tripping or a blindside block, but a Lake City kid sure went flying there at the line.
yeah, well, the holding was right around the corner here. I think that was 8 Auden Ealing. Of course, he's looking around like, what did I do?
Yeah, I think it was an interior line.
Okay.
It could have been like a trip or a kick, you know, like once the guy gets by you, oops, hey, say hello to my Nike.
All right, so the officials have discussed it. They're going to talk it over with the captains and possibly the coach, get a decision on what's going to happen here. All right, so they're Gonna let the coaches know what's going on both sides, and it is a holding call, and it's okay. So
Yeah,
okay.
there's the trip.
So there was 2 penalties. Yeah, I saw the holding. You saw the trip because they had 2 penalties. Of course, they can only take 1, and they're taking the personal foul, which is going to send them all the way back to their own 30-yard line.
I played against some Beal City players that they were good at setting it up to make it look like you're behind them. They can't get to the quarterback. All of a sudden, they go flopping. Not saying that Lake City guy did. He definitely got tripped. But just the football IQ again of those Beal City kids is amazing.
Okay, this is a handoff out to, that's Auden Ealing. Doesn't look like he got anything. Lake City's defense was right there.
You know, something about the difference in running styles. Matt Holt kind of a little scat back, go this way, go that way, change speeds. Once McBain runners get the ball, they are just flying.
Yep, they're
and
just
it
going.
gives you that pursuit angle. You know, splitting it up, cutting up field, something up.
And it looked like they were stringing it out.
Yeah.
So, okay, and with that play, that ends the 3rd quarter. This is high school football action on 26 Sports and CCTV. We'll be back in just a moment for 4th quarter action. We've got McBain 6, Lake City 14.